Now it's time for the skills section of the purple series. The skill that is most important in this series is the double lift. The double lift, as the name implies, is that you are lifting up two of something. Guess what it is? You are lifting up two cards when people think you only have one. Now, this is a very important move in Magic, so let me find two contrasting cards. Let's just go with 2 9s. That way you can see red versus black, hopefully, on the camera. So I'm going to put the black on the top of the deck and the red above it. Normally, when I were to pick up a card and show somebody the card, I would flip over one card. So you get used to flipping over one card. This would be the red 9. The double lift simply means that instead of showing the red 9, I will be showing the black 9, which happens to be the second card down. Here is how you do it. Number 1, you practice a ton. Number 2, you need to be able to pick up two cards convincingly. So get used to whichever method you want to show what the top card is. This is generally how I do it. Some magicians that I see get started, this is how they lift up cards. Look at that. Okay, you can do it that way, but they look really stiff about it, and it looks very funny to me. I'll show you both ways, though, because you can make the other way look convincing if you're showing a large group of people. But just to show you, this is a single lift, okay? And I can do the same thing and do a double lift. Okay, so let me show it this way. I'm showing one card, or I'm showing two cards. All right. Lots of practice. Now, the easiest way I find to do this, and by the way, I am not making this DVD to teach magicians how to do things they should already know how to do. I am showing people the most practical way to do things based upon my experiences and my experiences only. Okay? Anyways, this is how I do it. From the side of the deck, I can pick up one card and motion with that card. I'll motion. As I do that, I will take my thumb over top of the deck and push the top card over. My fingers hold on to that card. I push it over and I slide it back so that my thumb is now creating a tiny little gap. It looks huge here, I'm exaggerating it, but from the front you can't tell. So it happens in this motion. I come over and I say, I have one card. Did you see it? Watch my hand. I say I have one card. Now, of course, I wouldn't normally be keeping my hands this close together. It's only because of the camera. From the distant camera, let's do it this way. I say, you're going to pick a card. They are looking where I'm tapping. I've done the move. I have my pinky underneath. I then set the top card back down, putting one finger at the top, my thumb on the side, and these fingers on this side. The card is now all even, so that I can pick it up underneath the second card where that pinky is holding that little hole and flip over both cards. I keep that little gap there so that I can grab it again and flip it back. So if I was showing cards to someone in the distance, I would say, I'm going to let you pick one card. Okay, we'll just use the top card. In this case, the 9. The 9 of spades is your card. I'm doing a double lift. I say, again, I want you to remember the top card. Remember the 9 of spades. Especially from a distance, they have no idea, but I think you can tell, even up close, you can't tell that that is two cards. I can wave it all around. I'm holding it with the fingers, okay? And then I put it back. One more time. Take off the top card. Motion. Get that break. Come back. Place the top card back on. Flip over both cards. Keep that little gap there. Okay, that's called a break in Magic. Keep that little gap there. You're showing the top one. You flip it back. If you're so inclined to hold up the cards to show them, okay? You're going to show a card to somebody in that manner. This is what I would recommend. Again, this is from my personal experience. Same motion, I show the card, I do my little get ready, I call it, or it's called, the get ready. So I slide over, I get that little break there, slide over and back. I bring this one back. I want you to remember the top card. Now, instead of picking it up in this gap, I pick it up from the top and the bottom. Using my thumb to slide it up, I get both cards, and as I come up, I take my 2 fingers and pinch them on the side so that I can show the card. So here. So to speed, 1 card's being rubbed on the table. You're going to remember the top card. It's easy. All you have to do is remember the ace, or the 9 of spades. I forgot already. The 9, that's what happens when you do 200 card tricks in a day. The 9 of spades. Okay? So I'm going to have you remember a card. All you have to do is remember the top card. That's your card. Okay? And it also works for when you do that cut force that I've shown many, many times. So you want to force the top card there. Actually, you want to force the second card down. So it's very simple. You say, cut the cards, they cut it. You say, okay. You distract them. You tell the story of what's going to happen as you set these on the top. You talk for a minute. You say, you got to cut the cards. These are the cards that you cut. Let's see what card you cut to. And it's the same move now. You cut to the 9 of spades. Okay? And you're just doing your double lift. All right. That is the double lift. We'll be doing many, many tricks with that in the entire series. Here's a funny story that has to do with the double lift and how I occasionally will use it to teach someone a lesson. Inevitably, whenever I perform magic out and around in a more casual setting, if I'm working on a cruise ship, sometimes people recognize me after my big show and will ask me to do a close-up trick for them. Usually after I've done a few, I'll have at least one guy that knows how everything is done and is kind of out of control. And so I will use a double lift to kind of get him to pipe it down a little bit, let's say. What I'll do is I'll get him up here by me. His friends are all sitting out in the audience or sitting in their chairs or off to the side. I isolate him a little bit. Okay, here's how we do it. I have him cut the cards and we do that cut force. I show him not the top card, but the second card down. Now, I have to know what the top card is at this point. So I know what it is. I've peeked at it. I've put it on the top. So we've cut the cards. I pick it up. I say to him, I say, this, sir, is the card that you cut to. This is the card that you cut to. Let me remind your friends, and I now drop the 2 cards. I pick up the single card. Let me remind your friends the card that you cut to. They're seeing the real top card. I get the ready again. I get the get ready done. I come back and I say, remember, you cut to this card, sir. He sees the second card down. They'll help you in case you forget. This is his card. I take the real top card and I place it in the deck. I shuffle, I do all sorts of things, can make it all fancy. Ultimately, it boils down to this. I get out the card that I showed his friends. Okay? I get out the card that I showed his friends and I say, that is your card. The 9, the red 9. Found the red 9. His friends will clap. He'll say, no, wasn't it? Wasn't it? And they say, yes, we saw it. It was it. And he's like, no, it wasn't. It was a completely different card. They'll start arguing. Every single time his friends will be like, why do you have to act like that? Just enjoy the magic. Why are you always like that? And you kind of turn the tables on the guy. It's kind of a mean little thing to do. But sometimes people just want to spoil things for you. Everyone else is having a good time. You got that one guy. Do a double lift. Show him the second card down. Show the friends the top card. Put them back in the deck, find that real top card, and they'll clap, and they'll be really kind of upset with him that he's just trying to ruin all the fun. And 9 times out of 10, he won't bother you again. So just a little fun thing you can do with the double lift.